Alright guys, so I know what you're thinking. He looks like total shit. Like, haven't you been off work for the last week, Rob? Like, what the hell have you been doing? What? I've been doing what? Alright, so just to elaborate on that a little bit more, I missed last month's deadline. There was a lot going on. I was actually off work that week as well, which was supposed to give me time to do it, and I ended up not doing it because there was quite a lot of crap going on. I had some stuff to sort out in my personal life. Everything's fine now. I know I look like tired as shit, and I'll explain that in a minute. But yeah, I did miss last month's deadline, but I have been busy. I can assure you guys the time was not wasted. So just to elaborate on that more, what I mean is, when I did the first announcement video, I was 1,000 words into my newest draft, my Limbo 2.0 version. As of right now, I am 14,000 words into it. Actually, 14,185 words into it right now. Glad you couldn't see that. Actually, probably shouldn't have shown that. But yeah, 14,000 words into this draft. Oh boy, it's actually been really, really difficult. I'm gonna say difficult, but it's just, yes. Where I'm basically at, I've now gotten to the end of my third chapter. I'm in the process of editing that. I had to do so many goddamn rewrites for this chapter. It was unreal. But yes, my prologue, chapter 1 and chapter 2 are more or less done. The prologue's as done as it can be for the minute. I can't do anything with that. Chapter 1 is not far off that state where basically it's just at a point where I'm waiting for my betas to get back to me with feedback. And Chapter 2 needs a little bit of fine-tuning, but what actually happened with that is I got into an edit trap. For those of you who don't know what an edit trap is, an edit trap basically means that you're stuck editing the same bit of page over and over and over again. Now this is something you should be doing anyway. If you're not, I mean, you can't just write out your entire manuscript, go through it once, and do like a flash edit and expect everything to be fine. Like, no. You are going to have to do multiple edits. What you shouldn't be doing is 15 edits in a row without moving on to the next page. There has to come a point when you say, like, nope, that is enough. Evidently there may be a bigger problem here, but I need to move on. I need to get something down on paper so that I can still say I'm progressing. Because, yeah, going over this bit of paper, this bit of page over and over again is going to improve it, and it is going to make it better. It's not efficient, and not only that, you could also just be looking for problems and just making problems that aren't really there, which I think is what was happening. And I'm just going to take a moment here as well, just to explain why not only did I miss the deadline for the first update I was meant to do, I also missed it for the second. I actually made the video already, but I lost it. I had a week off last week where I sat down, I recorded the video, had it all ready, and I planned to leave it a little bit late anyway, just so I could go back and fine-tune some things. When I went back to upload it, because I uploaded another video on the same day I was going to release it, it was gone. There was no trace of it, so that video was lost. So, yeah, that was an hour's work down the drain. Like, these videos are really hard to make. Now then, when I wasn't being plagued by losing video footage and getting edit traps, I had the joy of doing Chapter 3. Now, I can't go into too many story details. Now, Chapter 3, obviously, it's quite early on in the story. I'm looking at about 12 chapters in total, so this is still just about within the bracket of what I can talk about in terms of story elements before we start getting into proper story territory. This is kind of like pushing to the end of the first act, so without obviously giving away too many spoilery things, the first major scene that I had to completely rework, that was more or less half of this chapter, was the scene I have happily quoted, the "Hey, you're dead" scene. Which is exactly as it goes, because if you've watched the last video, you'll know that the basic plot summary of my story is that all the characters die at the beginning. That's how it begins, they're all dead. By Chapter 3, everyone's in limbo, hence the name of the thing. And there has to be that point where Terra, our main protagonist, has to kind of have that conversation with someone where they basically have to sit her down and explain, like, yeah, you dead. I'm playing around with a lot of things for this scene. Getting inside of Terra's head has been interesting. I think it's fair to say it was a really, really difficult scene to write. It was made especially difficult because before this scene, I had to write another scene. Really? You mean you write one scene and then you move on to another scene? Is that how writing a book works? I thought you just wrote one big scene and that was all over. Attempt number 6 at recording this part. Oh my god, I'm actually going to cry if I can't get this one right. The scene before this one, before the Hey You're Dead scene, is a very emotional scene, so to speak, as Terra kind of gets her first glimpse into what the world of Limbo really is, and it's a very, very harsh, very nasty wake-up call for her. It was just extremely difficult to write that scene alone, and then to go into another scene where she has to be explained to, like, hey, on top of everything that's just happened, you're dead, but you can die again, and you're probably gonna die really, really horribly. Yeah, like, how do you explain that to someone? And the biggest challenge of this scene to me was really just kind of how would you react if you were told that you were dead? And this is something like to ask yourself, like, right now, like, say, how would a person react to being told you're dead? You died. It's over. And obviously the reaction kind of varies from person to person. There are people who'd be fine with it. There are people who would accept it and try to carry on. There are people who go into denial. There are people who break down. And really trying to discover how Terra would react to this was actually really quite interesting. It was very interesting to do, actually. And it was very... It's just difficult to put my mind into her shoes and kind of try and experience that and try and get the emotions down on page. And I think this is another scene I'm still going to have to go over a few times before I move on. Of course, the good news of this is now that we're in limbo with, well, the writing, everything gets a lot more fun. I've been watching a lot of videos from other writers and who do like advice videos and things, and I doubt this is something I'm ever really going to do because I'm just not that good, to be honest. I'm just kind of stubborn and committed enough, and I'm kind of like, well, I've started now, I might as well finish. But one thing I've noticed a lot of writers saying is kind of like how to, like a video title I keep seeing a lot of is how to avoid a sagging middle, how to avoid a middle that doesn't... That's boring, you know? I don't think Limbo is going to suffer from that problem, to say the least. Like, the middle of Limbo is even more of a gore fest than kind of the moment where everyone is slaughtered at the beginning, which is a very bloody scene involving an attack helicopter with a rotary cannon firing into a crowd of people. And there are things in Limbo that I've talked about and am going to do my... they're going to get their own video explaining what these things are. And kind of what the threats of the characters are gonna meet. But yeah, I'm actually really excited about the fact that I can move on to the middle now, so be keeping you posted on that. And on that note, I feel this is a really good moment to end the video. Guys, I am so sorry it took me so long to get this video out. So moving forward, I will try to do another one of these next month, but what I may end up doing is kind of staggering these based on the amount of content. Sorry, the amount of work I get done. Obviously, if I don't really have any work done, then I've got nothing to report. What I will say is I do have some things to show you in the next episode or next update, or however you want to call these things. But what I will say, moving forward, maybe in the next month, maybe about the same time, probably a little bit later, we will do another one of these videos, and we will be talking about some of the characters. Specifically, we'll be talking about the main characters, and I may have a little something to show you guys as kind of a work in progress thing. Anyway, also on a side note is, a little while ago, I made a book review on a Martin Gunn title called The Fourth Syndrome, which was his opening novel. I got a really interesting email from Amazon the other day, and it turns out his second novel is releasing very, very soon, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. So, on that note, I will see you guys in that video, which will probably come out before the next update video I do. I don't really know just yet, but yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching this video if you did. I hope you enjoyed it. Drop us a subscribe if you're kind of interested in finding out a bit more. I do still have a lot of writing stuff I want to talk about. I want to keep these updates coming out to you. And this video was difficult to make, but I'm glad that I finally got around to doing it. Doesn't help. I'm running on about 4 hours of sleep. I look like shit. I've got to go and do a live stream now. I'm just ready for bed. God damn it! Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching if you did. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.